And my cameras might be crooked, but maybe to my editors, if we can fix that in post. I just cannot fix it right now. I need to get it. I need to get whatever I'm going to say out. And welcome back to another episode of Long Winded. I don't have a crack today. You're going to hate this. I have a Dunkin' refresher. That's good. That's really good. I just went to go put on my shoes, and Nardo took the opportunity to chew on the back of my tabby, Margiela tabby, for an appetizer. So I have to take it right to the repairman ASAP. Oh my God. Luckily it's in the back, but like, what's his deal? He hasn't done this since he was literally a baby. I had to start him on steroids again because he had a flare up. He's doing fine. His coat is the most beautiful color it's ever been. It's looking more and more like Munchausen's every day, except he did have a flare up of his probably non-Munchausen's autoimmune. So I had to give him some steroids. It's making him incredibly anxious. I will be sorry to ask any advice because I know it's going to come flooding in and you're going to tell me all of these behavioral things I can implement. But I beg of you, if you know anything to help with separation anxiety that's easy to comply with, compliance is key. It doesn't matter if you cannot comply. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'll start with another gripe of mine, the tooth gem. If you're so proud of your tooth gem, why don't you put them on the two front teeth? Why are they hiding in the back in the incisor? If you're so proud of your tooth gem, put them where we can see them. I want Bugs Bunny style. Let's draw attention to the two big ones right here. Symmetrical, dot, dot, gem, gem. What are you putting them in the way back for? Just in case you get a glimpse of something quirky? Don't take a risk on chance. Give us a 100% that we will see them front and center on your teeth. Are we cosplaying having braces? You didn't want them back then. You were afraid of them back then, but now you want them. Now they're going to make you cool as an adult who has to grocery shop and fill your gas tank and maybe pay taxes. I'm not the IRS. I'm not so curious. You do what you need to do. That is none of my business. But as an adult with your tooth gems, you make the decision whether or not to pay your taxes. With your wannabe braces that you wanted so bad, you wanted the dentist, you wanted the orthodontist to so badly remove them when you were around 13, 14, you couldn't do it again and now they're back. Make up your mind. Which one is it? Tell me. And if you want to cosplay, that's fine. Move them to the front. Get a little design. Let me see that sparkly smile. They're taking Trident level ding to a new gradient. We're not talking just a white smile. We actually need a sparkle on the sparkly smile. Well, we have a lot in the news this week. A really crazy amount. Those Idaho murders, terrible, depraved, disgusting, evil, actual, psychopathic, sociopathic. One time, I Googled a word. What did I Google? Oh, okay, I'm taking a detour. I won't. I'll save it for another day. I got to get it out. You guys get it. This guy is so fucked up. He's actually the devil. He's not even like just a criminal. Anyways, he's the one that went into those college kids' house and killed 4 of them while they were sleeping, stabbed them. And this guy, Brian, I don't know what the fuck his last name is, Kolderberger, was studying criminology at the time. He was during the semester of forensics, I'm pretty sure. Like, he knew what the fuck he was doing. Like, he was studying criminology to pull off and enact this real life murder. It's so sick and twisted. I don't know what kind of depravity could lead you to this. There's really, anyways, so it's like he pled guilty to try and get off on the death penalty. And then thinking of the death penalty without any context, you hear these horror stories of people on death row about to get the death penalty, but they've been wrongly convicted, so we believe. And I'm sure like that's a new idea around here in the criminal justice system. We're letting off P. Diddy is walking free, but there's other people wrongly convicted on death row. Anyways, so you're like, yeah, just as a person, as a mere mortal, I don't know if it's totally fair to be able to have the power to predict, affect the fate of somebody else in a life or death kind of way. What am I, Jesus Christ? What am I, the Virgin Mary? I don't know if she had any power, but she's definitely a main character in the Bible, in the folklore. She made it all the way from BC into now. We know who she is. So she had to have some kind of power. What am I, God, to determine the fate of somebody else's life? Yeah, I think so. I think so in the case of Brian Koldberger, because he pled guilty to get away. Oh, here comes a helicopter. Fuck. He pled guilty to try and get off on the death penalty. He doesn't want the death penalty. So just because you admit the crime, which, mind you, there was very specific DNA evidence, he was not getting off anyway. There was no fight to fight. He had no defense. He went in there right away, pled guilty. Please don't kill me because of it. Why? Just because it was your idea this time to plead guilty and to admit you did it doesn't mean you should get a lesser sentence. Thank you for making my job easier. Now definitely you're getting the death penalty because I know it was you. There's no beyond a reasonable doubt. Because he played God in this instance where he chose to brutally stab 4 kids to, like, can this even exist in the world? And then those families will never know why. I feel like our first question is always like, you Google like, what was the motive? No motive. He's just sick and fucking twisted. Like this, I'm sorry. This is why we are afraid of men. Especially ones whose ears stick out like that and have no affect or any kind of emotion on their face. And then this temporal bone sticks out. It really protrudes. Be scared, be terrified. I'm going to warn you. Here comes Robbie. You're going to get some Porsche ASMR. At least her muffler's fixed. So let's get this over with and I'll freshen up. Here she comes. Oh, I knew it. I told them we were going to get some Porsche ASMR. Here she is.
I texted him about the AC, so we'll see.
Oh, good. You texted our 91-year-old landlord?
Me too.
Oh, he just had a birthday? Yeah. What's he, a Cancer?
I don't know, but we'll see because property manager is on the mend still from his. What did he have?
Lauren is still out with hernia surgery.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a quick surgery, an easy repair. You put some mesh in it, he's still out. Okay, let's get her out of here. gotta close the garage. I'll get it. I'll get it. Is summer making you horny? Is it too hot outside and you have nothing else to think about besides being horny? Are you single or maybe your boyfriend just cannot make you come? Well, don't worry because I'm giving away a ton of free vibrators. They're not just any vibrator, they're a silent kind of vibrator. So you want to get off, but your boyfriend or your girlfriend is right next to you and they would take it personally. But what else are you supposed to do to be the sexually liberated, sexually satisfied woman you are meant to be? That's right. If you haven't heard of Bellessa, let me put you on. This is a by women for everyone company that's completely flipping the script on sexual wellness. Their mission, empowering you to embrace, explore, and celebrate your pleasure in silence. It's the first ever of its kind. No noise, full power, silent vibrators. And you sick freaks will probably like the challenge to stay silent. Introducing Whisper Tech. Blessa somehow figured out how to make the most powerful, satisfying, and mind-blowing toys with zero sound. You guys get it. Okay, so fine. All you got to do is click the link in the episode descriptions or head to bbvibes.com/Gabby. That's bbvibes.com/GABBY. The Whisper Vibes will stay completely silent, but the big question is, can you? I bet you can't. Do your titties hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Well, join the club. It's something to love about ourselves. The weight of a woman that come into tubular shapes on our chest. Well, let me introduce you to something great, Honey Love. It's an independent female-founded brand, and their products are intelligently designed by women who actually wear them. They're bras. If you couldn't guess it, they're great. They're not just regular bras. They recently launched their new Cloud Embrace bra, which sold out in days. I love the exclusivity. It's a modern wireless t-shirt bra with sturdy, light padded foam cups that feel like a cloud against your skin. Need I say more, honestly? It's a wireless bra for people who love underwire. It's a support. It doesn't matter how big or tiny your titties are. It's going to feel great. And it looks great in every outfit and it elevates your style. Honey Love's bras are lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. So say goodbye to that pesky shapewear that rolls down as soon as you hit the dance floor. We want to dance with our titties. Honey Love's shapewear is just as easy to get on as it is to take off. Now we're talking. So treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off Honey Love at honeylove.com/GabbyWindy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/GabbyWindy to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Experience the new standard in bras and shapewear with Honey Love. Okay, well, now that that's out of the way, the also Bezos' wedding, it's like it was a flop. It was just a flop. He's really trying to be the most public, forward-facing face of I don't know, the tech moguls. He's in competition with all of the other tech moguls, but it's like it's just not going to happen for you, bro. You just like you're not identifiable. You don't have the face. You don't have the star quality. Every time his name even comes up, I have to do the process of elimination on which one is he, because I can't automatically do face to name recognition. Like, okay, Jeff Bezos. So it's not Elon Musk. Obviously, we know his crazy ass. Okay, it's not Zuckerberg. That's Facebook. He has the curly hair and wears that new chain. Okay, it's not Steve Jobs. He's dead and then wears a turtleneck. Oh, okay. So it must be this faceless guy who does Amazon, which we all know how that's going. Now you see them in their own cars. They don't even drive Amazon marked trucks. That's how we're getting our deliveries at 4 a.m. Ugh. And so here comes this bald-headed, teed up. He's on way too much testosterone. Unrecognizable man. Tiny man. The last time we saw someone like him is when Joe Rogan popped up. Well, there's only room for one tiny bald head teed out. And he's already dominating the YouTube space. You will never beat Joe Rogan, no matter how fat your neck gets. And I've told you once and I'll tell you again, the protein is bad for your kidneys. Your creatinine is rising. You're due for dialysis tomorrow. It's not good for you. Lay off. This isn't the way you were supposed to look. But he really tried to make it a thing, this wedding. Broad daylight, mind you. Who's getting married in broad daylight besides me and Robbie? But that was the only time slot left at the courthouse. And it was only her and I. We didn't have our only 5 celebrity, not even friends, they were acquaintances. It's like, I wish the guest list would have been a little more diverse. I wish there would have been like a guest, like someone who was really shocking. Like, I can't believe they went. Like a Meghan Markle. I just want her to out herself already. I want her true colors to shine through. Please, where was she? We knew Oprah was going to be there. But it's like, you're telling me, Bezos, and, Lauren Sanchez, you're telling me your friends, you've shared quality time with your good friend, you've had a kiki, you've had a kickback over maybe a nice French wine with Brooke Snyder. This is your close friend. This is who's at your wedding. Also, watching all of the paparazzi pics of the guest list in their designer dresses and sunglasses, completely ruining the outfits, going in and out and in and out and in and out of this gondola, waiting for a banana peel from Mario Kart. It's giving loser. It's giving big L, so you have no friends. Just say you have no friends. And this wedding that you wanted to make frontline news was a total flop, a big flippity flop. You wanted it to be like the Blue Crew space launch, but you left out a big part, space, and Katy Perry. Who's going to be the mess? Who's going to stir up the idiocy of interviews with Good Morning America? Why wasn't Katy Perry there? She's going through a lot, I feel, and practicing those robotic dance moves. It just wasn't it. He'll never be the face. He'll never have a story. Elon Musk is a story. There's, whether it's not in a good way, but he's interesting, he's fascinating. What is going on in his toddler-like brain that makes him want to I wish there was called something because it has to be a personality thing when you like just want to sow your oats so your genes are in everything that walks the earth. Is it maybe it's creating one race. But I feel like it goes further than that when it has to be your seed. And I bet he's the only one just who has the balls and the money to express it. I'll go out on a limb and say all men feel like this. They think it's their duty that they themselves will populate the earth as some kind of a king. It's like some kind of power. Whatever. So he has woven a web of baby mama drama, all without having sex with any of these women. So his sexuality comes into question. It's not so questionable. It's homo. Or but homo is more fun to say. It could never be you. I almost called him Zuckerberg, Bezos. Even your name doesn't just like roll off the tongue. Like you're just not going to be the tech mogul that we like go to for anything really. Nobody cares about going to space. We have enough problems here. Okay, so there's something else I've been dying to talk about, and that is Sabrina Carpenter's album cover. I know it's tired. It's been beat to death on TikTok, but I got to say my piece. Can't I have an opinion? It's my turn to talk. And we cannot be looking to people like Sabrina Carpenter and Sydney Sweeney to lead the way for feminism. Sabrina Carpenter, Sydney Sweeney are not the feminist icons of our generation. That is for Julia Fox. She practices what she preaches. She dresses for the female gaze. Everything she does is for the girlies, period, dot. There's just no other way of explaining it. And it seems like she never has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Either she keeps it really private or, yeah, maybe she's just not doing it. She practices. She lives a life without men. She also frequently talks about it. And she just is it. They are no Julia Fox. Sabrina Carpenter is not setting back women hundreds of thousands of years like everybody is claiming she is. She's just like not, she's immobile. She's not taking us a step back. She's not taking us backwards because she's pretty much just like not even there in the feminist category. She's a businesswoman. She wants to make money. And that's just what it is. Now we've heard so many definitions of satire. If it was truly satire, it would be X, Y, and Z. Now all the purists are crying feminism. This is akin to being a trad wife. Please, at least come up with an argument that makes sense. This is not like glamorizing the trad wife life. If you're a trad wife, your husband would not even let you leave the house. And especially not partake in a photo shoot such as this, where Sabrina Carpenter is pictured on her knees with a faceless man pulling her hair. At least he's faceless. At least he knows what it's like to be a woman for once. Invisible. If this was like the same thing as being a trad wife, they don't have voices. They wouldn't be able to sing. Their larynx doesn't work under the man's thumb. She can't have a credit card, and she cannot talk back. The husband is fully Dr. Evil, and she's Scotty. Scotty, no. She tries to say something. Shh, Scotty, no. She tries, but the lasagna noodles, they're not done yet. Scotty, no. I said no. This is what's going on. This is not Sabrina Carpenter. She's, she's in the milieu. She's in the environment that like men are stupid, men are dumb. He's a man child. She's over it, but she's also part of the problem. So she's like kind of in on it. It's like where culture is. She's tapped in. She's doing it. It's just not that deep. And by the way, she never claimed it was satire. I don't think it's satire at all. I think sex sells, baby. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Please, please. Whatever she does. That's what's going on. It's a marketing tactic. You think she's making, first of all, let's just be grateful she got out of those opaque tights. Don't get me started. I need to give it up. I cannot. Let's be grateful she got out of that sparkly toddler onesie. Let's just celebrate our little wins. She was at a fashion show recently. I think it was Dior, where she just like looked normal. She wasn't like putting on a 1950s bit. I can't with the pinup. That's what she was doing. It's like also old and tired. And I actually think I can't do the pinup. This could be personal, but I feel like it's not sexy and it's contrived. And it really was a representation of its time where women were still fully, absolutely, definitely, totally controlled by men. Like that image to me was made by a man. The big busty breast bras, not in like a fashion Madonna way, but like in this is what a man wants to look at way. Diaper, it's probably like infantilizing in their pedophilia. Diaper looking, high-waisted underwear. It doesn't feel like it's for me. Okay? I like them. I like my things slinky. I like you to know where things are and where they aren't. Whatever that means. But that's what she was doing. So thank God she's not doing that anymore. She's going into a different direction. Again, none of her choices. This was all her team. And it's working. She's a pawn. She's there to make money. And they're telling her what to wear, what to do, what to say. And look at her audience based on where the money's at. She's the one who even said, she was like, oh, well, you guys went crazy for those Juno positions when she would tap dance her way. She would sparkly tap dance her way into a 69 in her concert while singing the Juno song and be like, have you ever tried this one? And like hump the floor. Everyone went wild on TikTok. It was a TikTok trend, whatever. But now you can't handle this album cover when she's on her knees. Because she's dressed differently, because it's not packaged in the way that you want. What's the difference? Her brand has always been short and horny. She's still doing that, and now you're mad. Anyways, maybe it's the hypocrisy. Okay. But I don't think now all the feminists are like so left or right. The feminists, now people who literally I don't think at all give a fuck about feminism, all have a take. It's like, yeah, maybe it's not, I don't even know, sexually liberated. Are we sexually liberated if we're still having sex with men? I don't know. That's my question. Which obviously that's the pretentious lesbian in me talking. You can do whatever you want with your body, but whose idea is it? Yours or the man's? And then we'll gaslight ourselves. I'm sure it can be, sure, it's your idea. Sure, that's fine. For the sake of getting past this 5 minutes, it's your idea. So anyways, so it's her idea to get on her knees. So even if it's not, we're doing it. It's like, okay, so what? So it's a little performative. He talked her into it. There's like the dom submissive. Anyways, she was in the 1950s in her sparkly tap dances. And now the album cover is like, now there is reproductive rights and sex education. At least she can go get an STD test. This is a form of sexual freedom. Now she can protect herself and at least treat herself from that dirty dick that she doesn't know if it's her idea or if it's his idea on which to engage yet. So at least there's that. So I think, yeah, it's at the beginnings of sexual liberation. Anyways, who gives a fuck? We are not looking to her to be our pinnacle of feminism, nor Sydney Sweeney in her bathwater. Lay off. She was at Jeff Bezos' wedding. We know what she's doing. She wants to make her buck. She wants to make all the bucks. She wants that $1 billion bathwater, which maybe it could happen for her. I'm not sure. It seems like it could. People are like, this is sex work. Are you deranged? Are you actually okay? First of all, are we still talking about sex work like that? And third of all, it's a joke. It's not actually her bath. I mean, the whole thing isn't a joke, but it's like, oh, come on. You know what's going on. She's exploiting your uncles, your perverted uncles and fathers buying her bathwater. There was a demand. Apparently, it was like another influencer's idea first. It's like they're setting women back. They were never going to set us forward. We have to pick up the slack, and that's okay. That's where we stay in our lane and they stay in theirs. We know what's going on. We know what's expected. But don't do the horseshoe. Whatever that means, you have an idea over on one side of the horseshoe that's basically so, oh my God, I'm such a feminist. And that means that you can't do anything regarding your sexuality, that you have to stay inside and not show any part of your tits or be on your knees in the name of selling an album. Okay, then it does the horseshoe, and then you're basically on the same playing field. Okay, you guys get it. So just let him be. And that's on that, I think. That's on that. I gotta give her a stir. It's a Dunkin' refresher. Stress, summer, dry hair, constant application of heat, thinning hair, and loss has got us down. It's impacting our confidence in the health of our hair. Well, it's time to say goodbye to shedding and clumps of hair in the shower. Save your drain, save your hair. This is all thanks to Hair La Vie Clinical by Live Conscious. Here's why Hair La Vie Clinical is different from every other hair growth supplement on the market. It's a high potency multivitamin with ingredients like US Plus, saw, palmetto, and tocogaya. Many hair supplements don't disclose the source or even the quantity of their saw palmetto, but Live Conscious uses the highest recommended dose of 320 milligrams of saw palmetto per serving. Here we go. Finally, some brand transparency. They're the only brand verified for quality and potency by the U.S. Pharmacopoeia. So how does it work? It balances dihydrotestosterone or DHT levels for improved hair retention and fullness. Live Conscious has helped over 1 million women achieve their hair health goals. And as with all Live Conscious products, you get a 365-day money-back guaranteed, no stress, no hassle, just better hair. Visit liveconscious.com today and make the switch to a hair vitamin that actually works. Use code LONGWINDED. This podcast is sponsored by The Real Real. I was just there. It's the best place to shop authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. I got a perfect little 90s tank top that I'm going to wear for summer. I'm waiting for the perfect time to break it out with some white capris. It's Capri summer. It's The Real Real summer. We love vintage designer, but let's be real, my bank account doesn't. It has limits. So I love scouring The Real Real for new pieces There are 10,000 new items every day, and they do daily drops at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern. So the Real Real is attainable luxury that upgrades your personal style with up to 90% off retail. You can finally have the pieces you've been dreaming of from brands like Gucci, Fendi, and Prada. Unlike other resale sites, everything The Real Real says it is authenticated, which I have come into problems with lately, not from The Real Real, but other resale websites. They're not authenticated, just let me tell you, but The Real Real is. The Real Real is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The Real Real. And now get $25 off your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/winded. That's therealreal.com/winded to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/winded. Ah, yes, something has escaped me. But we know Sydney Sweeney. We know she's a pick me. There's really no other point. There's no defending that. We know. She knows. Obviously, she's capitalizing on it. One sure sign, one evidence A is she has a Bronco. I think Broncos are pick me. Nothing personal. Robbie loves a Bronco. A Bronco, and I think she's a pick-me, my wife. What can I say? They have a terrible crash rating, so you're putting your safety in danger by buying one, by stepping foot in a vehicle that goes out of its way to not look like a car. It's giving Cybertruck in a different way. It's giving Tesla. It's all the same. It's taking up the road. It draws attention. This is the Bronco. Sydney Sweeney outwardly works on her Bronco. She wants to be noticed. And that's fine. And that's totally okay. The Bronco, the Tesla, the Cybertruck alike are no Waymo. Robbie and I were at dinner, and all of a sudden, there's a distraction. The whole side of the street that was eating outside this restaurant stopped what we were doing to pay attention to the show, which was the Waymo doing a 6-point turn because it turned onto a street where the ambulance was and it couldn't get past. Something it needs to learn how to do. And it actually did a pretty good job. It wasn't, they could have done it a little narrower, the software, but it really did a great job. We all clapped for it. Like, wait a second. Am I riding for Waymo? Wait a second. Am I Waymo's biggest fan? And then I was like, what car is the Waymo? And it's the Jaguar. Kind of a low-key flex because it's not plastered all over the place. First of all, wasn't Tesla supposed to be the Waymo? Wasn't Tesla supposed to be the first self-driving car? But midway, it just dropped the ball and forgot about it. And now it's been outed that it's plastic. It's good for nothing. And nobody likes them. And nobody likes its owner. So then it's just, we're altering its back. But it just gave up halfway. You can't even finish the finish line. So Waymo and Jaguar are like, yeah, I've been kind of like working, not in secret, just like low and slow to do the first self-driving car. And apparently, this is the T on Tesla's self-driving cars. They're so cheap, they don't want to pay for the good software that Waymo has. Waymo has lasers and cameras, and Tesla doesn't want to pay for the lasers. They're like, oh, these cameras will be fine. It'll be just good enough. But it can't take in all its surroundings. And like, I guess it kind of can't tell the difference between some things and would end up running right into a building. Whereas the lasers have a better map of everything. In this house, we're Waymo. Now, I don't know if it's going to take jobs, if it's going to do this, if it's going to do that. Maybe it's safer for women, but also, is it safe at all to be in a car where there's no driver? I guess people are thinking that they're going to put their kids in them. I can't stand for that. I don't know. I'm just talking about the car technology in regards to Tesla. Anything to make Tesla look bad, I stand for. All right. Okay, well, so besides all of that, let's get into the Diddy. I feel like nobody's really talking about it. Like, there's not enough outrage for me. The mainstream media is not covering it at all. My TikTok is still all Love Island. What a dark, toxic place that turned into really fast. Not even bringing joy, but I would like to have any Love Island cast of season 7 here to join me on Long Winded. This is your bid. But it really took a turn. I don't know, like the online toxicity, the bullying, like people calling CPS. It's like, ugh, it's really bad. I don't know what happened or what the deal is. Toxicity of online, I guess. But anyways, so nobody's talking about Diddy because they're all so far up Love Island's ass that you don't know that this remember where you were. I was maybe in the car when Cassie came out with the charges against Diddy. We saw the video. He had the chance to flee the country. Like, remember he put out that apology video on his Instagram? That was a half-assed apology. He wasn't even sorry. He could have left the country, but he didn't think that he would get in trouble. He didn't think he would get charged. This is the kind of person he is. He's a full-blown narcissist, DSM-4. And he did it again, and he got off again, and he's right. He's not wrong. But it's like he's not learning a lesson from this. People are like, well, it's not nothing that he was charged with, the 2 lesser counts of the 5. Yeah, it is nothing. He's getting away with everything. You think he's going to learn? It's going to be more fuel to the fire. He's going to have more victims. Cassie and Jane Doe are going to be afraid for their lives. It's like overwhelming if you don't know what the fuck is going on. Diddy was acquitted of 3 of the 5 charges, the 3 major big ones. Sex trafficking of Jane Doe and Cassie, and racketeering conspiracy. This would have put him in jail for life. He was only charged with the lesser counts of like traveling prostitutions like over state lines, which is giving sex trafficking. Like, to say that Cassie and Jane Doe were not coerced is, it's not even just like, okay, you're dumb. It's beyond that. We don't believe women at all. They're like, oh yeah, with reasonable doubt, they were totally consenting to this after seeing the video of Diddy beating the shit out of a woman, a young woman, and dragging her by the hair back to the room. Definitely not coerced at all. Sure, she wanted to be there. Haven't we all lied to our boyfriend because we didn't want to hurt his feelings? Because we don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to act? You're like, oh yeah, baby, I love your beef stew. That's all I want for dinner tonight. Please don't kill me. We've all sent text messages like that. Not the kill me part. But you're afraid he's gonna be mad at you, and who knows what he's gonna do to you when he already punched the wall for less than that. But you get in this cycle of abuse. This is that times 1,000, because it's probably still like their lifestyle that they've gotten used to. They've probably just been gaslit and manipulated enough in them. There's a power differential. He's like the most powerful man in the music industry. Cassie's in music. This is supposed to be her career. You're saying she was not coerced? Are you deranged? Are you okay? The jurors were 8 men, 4 women. So we just still don't believe women. It's really devastating. Like, you give a mouse a cookie and they're going to ask for some fucking milk. You offer a cookie and then you deserve to get beat in the hallway. You're not allowed to change your mind. It's like they don't think that anyone can say yes and then say no. So Cassie and Jane Doe are now afraid for their lives again because Diddy is basically walking free. They're like, no, he's not walking free. He's still getting charged. Oh, for nothing. I mean, maybe they said he'll do like 10 years. It depends on the judge's sentencing, on like if he wants to make like an example out of him or whatever. I guess it's a new judge. So a lot is riding on it on how fair of a judge he'll be. So I don't think he can take any of his criminal history into account, which he doesn't have much because he's been acquitted of everything. He maybe killed his ex-wife. He shot someone else in the face in a nightclub. He lit someone's car on fire, which is arson, a predicate act for racketeering conspiracy, which he was also let off on, even though he was guilty of all of the predicate acts. I mean, there's just no saying actually what happened because we know that Diddy likes to pay people off, or he has numerous times in the past. E.g., the hotel video, $50,000. And that resurfaced. Think about all the other videos from hotels surveillance that were actually destroyed because he paid them off. Did he pay off the jury? I don't know, but something seems very up. And you just don't know, like with him. I mean, it's all praise God. This is like what God wants. You know, like somebody can make a mistake, like this and that. It's like this is beyond that. Women still just like don't have a voice. They have to be afraid for their lives now because we don't know what he's capable of. We do know what he's capable of, and he doesn't do his own shit. He's hiring people to kill other people. Like, we know that. So hopefully there's some kind of a witness protection program or something that's going to keep these women safe. Like, it's terrible. Also, we thought we were like, no way. We thought it was going to be a huge takedown, like Epstein level. We thought all of these celebrities were going to be involved, which there's no doubt that they still are. But I'm sure there's just like blackmail floating around that they're afraid to say anything because maybe their careers are still at stake with him. He knows. I don't know, but it's like, there's more celebrity in this dumbass Blake Lively v. Justin Baldoni that's somehow still going on. Nobody cares. Like, celebrities can be subpoenaed for that, but not for this Diddy trial. I don't know. People are like, the prosecution was overconfident. Like, I don't know how all of that works. Also put me in, coach. So, you know, the statute of limitations for the domestic violence for the video, it expired within a year, which is batshit fucking crazy. That's not just domestic violence. I'm sorry. That is attempted murder. He, as a man, is kicking a woman who's down on the ground defenseless in her vital organs. Her liver can bleed out, her lungs. She can't breathe. I mean, it's all like right here. He was kicking her abdomen to kill her. He was not going to stop. He was throwing huge objects, like I think a huge vase at her. Like, how can you say this was not to kill her? This is definitely a crime of passion, how it happens. Attempted murder has no statute of limitations. Like, how I feel like that was the first thing that was so obvious to me. Maybe like they thought, you know, they'd be dismissed immediately, but that makes the most sense to me. But again, like, it's like we just probably would have made excuses for him. Not we, but everybody else. I don't know. I think we all just thought this was a for sure thing. And now that it's not, it's really terrifying. Oh, God. Somebody was like, stop talking about Love Island. Why don't you talk about the BBB? I'm like, what about a BBL? Don't tell me what I want to talk about. Love Island is it's not equally as important, but it's what's fresh on my mind. I also need to zone out, but then that's getting toxic, like I said. So what is it? How do we relax these days? How do we consume something that's light and easy? But anyways, the BBB, the BBL, awful. Now people who need assistance are not going to get it even more. We do not care about old people in our country, and they're the ones, we're all going to get there. Like last night when I had my earplugs in, because I have to sleep with earplugs, I have really bad tinnitus, whatever the fuck. Tinnitus if you nasty. All the time, which somebody had the audacity to ruin me and my life and say that it's like a direct link to dementia. And I'm like, fuck, I need to get a POA right now and put in my will. Like, I cannot do this dementia thing. And like, Robbie will have to figure out a way to like put me down. So I need to go to the doctor and fix it. But then I'm like all worried about being old. We're all going to get old and there's going to be no resources. We feel invincible, but it's just going to be like that. You're going to be ugly. There's going to be no money for you, and nobody's going to care about you. This is what the BBB is doing. And then it acts like it's all big and cares about the working class with like, oh, we're not taxing tips. Obviously, the tips were never taxed. I tip solely via Venmo and in cash. I actually support the working class and service providers. I'm not putting that on for somebody else to claim and to have to get taxed on. No. This isn't your idea. You're not doing anything for us. And then alligator Alcatraz. It's like, this is so fucked up. I mean, the most inhumane shit for Trump even to be like joking about escaping from alligators. He's like, yeah, you have to run like this and like go zigzag. Like, this is so sick and twisted. They built this in 8 days. It was like $400 million, money they could have spent in actually helping others, or somehow finding like a due process way, like finding people who are going to be deported more time. Everyone deserves due process, or you know, like, I don't know. There's so much other stuff you can do with that money in regards of helping people that you say you care about, but instead you're building a literal, like, people are like, this is a concentration camp. I did see a TikTok that there's like incinerators, but then I tried to fact check and there's no facts, but it's like sick that you kind of see that and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if this is actually true. Like, you're even questioning it. And everyone's like, yeah, building that in the middle of hurricane season where they know we're going to have a humanitarian crisis. Mind you, all the people that are like, like the labor workers moving in supplies, the security guards, like, they're putting everyone at risk to literally die in a flood in this hurricane. You can't get in resources. And they already started filling it. I saw, and like, I listened to one thing that was like, oh, this is supposed to be a deterrent from people. They just want, you know, immigrants to self-deport so they don't have to go here. But then they're like fucking with the court dates and arresting people at their court dates and making it impossible to do it even the right way. Like, they're doing everything they can to make sure they're sent to a detention center. It's so sick. It's so sick. Even the name is like, it's disgusting. It's inhumane. It's really awful. Oh my God. Okay, well, that's it, you guys. So until next time, I'm long-winded.